Good evening, children of cycling, here for Watts per Kilo Entertainment. Big uphill finishes after an easy day. The Vuelta says, I can deliver more stages like that for you. Yes, stage 20 tomorrow will be different, but let's have Ancares repeat from Logroño to Alto de Moncalvillo. No multiple HC mountains, so Enric Mas might do well. We've got 9Ks, 9% finish after an easy day, steep on a pretty big road. Could have been a breakaway stage because Decathlon with Ben O'Connor still in the red jersey wouldn't want to chase, but Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe had other ideas. They wanted to stage for Roglic, and so the break with Mihalovic was locked down at the base of the climb. Del Toro had also made it in there, and Bora were not hiding their intentions with Aliotti first, then Rouge Adria second, whittling this down to about 25 riders. We still have multiple teams there represented with multiple riders like Pacher for FDJ, but when Martinez takes over, things get a lot more serious. 6Ks left on the climb. Look at Florian Lipovitz. Now, I think it's not on purpose, but it is by design. He sits behind Roglic. Mas can't move up. The pace is so high. Lipovitz loses the wheel and leaves Carapaz on a gap. And Carapaz, he's trying to close it, but then it flattens off here. They're going 25, 30 Ks an hour plus on this little flatter section. Carapaz is thinking, I don't want to close that gap. And he looks to Enric Mas here, who's ahead of him on GC, and says, that's your problem. And then a bit of a prisoner's dilemma. They're doing such high watts in front. The draft benefit's so big. Do you really want to close that gap with a podium threat on your wheel? Mas is, he's defending or going for second, really. He knows with the power that Red Bull are doing this team time trial with Roglic and what happened on Ancares with Roglic issuing the beatdown to everybody, that there's no point trying to follow or close it. So it stalls behind. Gaudu attacks. Vlasov is leading Roglic out. To be honest, we all know what's going to happen there. And Decathlon, they begin to pace with Valentin Paris-Pancha for Ben O'Connor. So actually, this is a great situation for O'Connor. He's got a domestique. Carapaz and Mas haven't done anything. Gaudu's not really a threat to his podium spot. Of course, he's going to lose the jersey to Roglic, but we all knew that before the stage. And Roglic is indeed going clear with a 30-second gap with 5Ks to go, created within just over a kilometre. So he's on another super day. But how long can it last? This ceasefire behind it, still a pretty big group, and the answer was not long. 500 meters later, Carapaz attacks. Maybe this is where Decathlon begin to make the same mistakes again, where Mas goes clear, and instead of focusing on Paris-Pancha and O'Connor trying to do the best climb possible for themselves, they're always trying to get back to the wheel of Mas and O'Connor. And you notice the big difference with someone like Matthias Schellmoser. When the watts go too high, he just lets it go and does his own pace. He knows he's trying to do as smooth as possible. And Schellmoser has been finishing the climbs, the last 4 mountaintop finishes, I think almost the best of anybody outside of Roglic and Mas. Mas then counterattacks again. No reaction from someone like a Schellmoser or a Gaudu. And Carapaz, who's maybe the biggest threat for O'Connor on the podium because Mas should leapfrog O'Connor tomorrow, Carapaz can't respond. But also, O'Connor's responding maybe too much. He leaves Paris-Pancha behind. Again, Schellmoser and Koos and Landa, they're nowhere in the picture, but O'Connor's trying to get back to the wheel of Carapaz, and with 3.4 Ks to go, he can't. At that moment, Roglic has got 21 seconds on Mas. It went down as low as 19 seconds, but then Mas, he stalls as well, being out there on his own, and Schellmoser comes back. Rodriguez, his white jersey competitor on the wheel, he brings Rodriguez and O'Connor back to Carapaz, and now it's looking good for O'Connor again. Carapaz is stalled, Mas is up ahead. Mas is already ahead of Carapaz on GC. He's really trying to distance O'Connor for the podium, and Lipovitz and Landa are coming back. Landa, he got dropped almost immediately on the climb and just paced himself. Roglic, he sends Mas northwards, going to over 45 seconds, nearly to 50 seconds after Mas tried to attack. And then Carapaz digs, 1,200 meters left, and he does drop O'Connor. And O'Connor's going to lose big time in the last K to Carapaz. He cracks once again with the repeated accelerations. And he had 40 seconds on O'Connor, so maybe let's say 30 seconds at this point on Schellmoser and co. Riccitello comes back to go past O'Connor. But Mas stalls whilst Roglic doesn't. The only man who can survive the ferocious lead-out of his Bora teammates, who've made this a feature of this year's Vuelta a Espana, winning his third stage of the race, and maybe he'll win 2 more, and taking the red jersey. And look at Gaudu. He comes back to Mas, who's been out there on his own. In the last 700 meters, the guys who pace themselves like Schelmoser, they finished the strongest. Godou second, Schelmoser third on 46 seconds, Landa fifth or so. And look at Carapaz, all those attacks, he actually gets dropped by Kuss and O'Connor. He's 103, but where's O'Connor? We know he's losing red. We know Mas is taking a lot of time. He loses 45 seconds to Richard Carapaz. Roglic is already on the turbo, cooling down, preparing for the TT on Sunday. Schelmoser goes into the white jersey, so lots of changes in jerseys. Roglic winning the stage, maybe the best pure climbing performance of his career on Moncalvillo today. Head of Godou, then Schelmoser, Mas, Landa, Rodriguez, Dunbar, Kuss, Carapaz and Lipovic. Here's what Roglic had to say after the stage.
Happy to be back on this seat.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, had some really nice memories from this climb, and yeah, didn't disappoint me again. Beautiful.
Your intentions were clear from the beginning of the stage. Was that the plan also to attack with 6K to go with two?
I mean, yeah, not really. Like, you know, I said I don't need the stage, but yeah, I mean, just I will not say the names, but some guys decided, yeah, like. We don't listen to you anyway, we pull, so we have nothing else to do. So, I mean, in the end, yeah, I had to make a call, and I say, okay, I mean, then at least we have to be all on the same side, and I mean, then we go for it, yeah.
You say you didn't need the stage because 5 seconds down on Ben O'Connor, you were the hot favorite of La Vuelta. Now you lead with 1 minute and 54. Job is done?
Not really, I mean, yeah, again, like we say all the time, Queen stage to come is the last one tomorrow. The big one will be definitely super hard, and then still, I mean, we don't do the normal laps in Madrid. It's again the decisive day for the GC time trial, so far from done.
In terms of GC, Roglic goes into the red jersey with a big margin, nearly 2 minutes off O'Connor, and he's going to take time on everybody in the time trial on Sunday as well, so he just has to defend tomorrow. But the podium fight is really, really interesting, with O'Connor having only a 16-second lead on Mas and a minute lead on Carapaz. He's got a better TT in theory than both of them, but tomorrow there's a lot of time that can be won or lost to pick on Blanco. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you then. Ciao.